Okay, it seems I'm live. I'm just going to wait for quite a few minutes and make sure that people Alrighty. Let me know if you're watching, if you're here, just so I know that there's people. I'm trying this out and I'm just going to see how it works today. I have a couple things that I'd like to kind of talk about, but then we're going to do like a 10-minute writing session before Fear the Walking Dead starts, because hi GM Top. I thought it would be fun to try doing a live show like once a month or once every 2 weeks or once a week. I don't know what I'm doing here. It took me a little bit to get the webcam going. Yeah. So I figured I would try to do this until 8:30 because Walking Dead starts at 9, and I think maybe every Sunday right before Walking Dead starts, I can have like a little live stream and do that. I don't know. Yeah, so if you are just joining, hi, my name's Alyssa and welcome to my channel. I just wanted to do like a little bit of a writing session before my TV show starts, and yeah, I don't really know what else to talk about, but I'm currently working on a novel that is set in the 1800s, but it also transfers over to a high fantasy realm that I'm still kind of building up. I have like one name from one country, and I'm not going to say anything else besides that little synopsis. I did read a little bit of the first paragraph of this book in my recent video, and just to kind of compare that to my very first novel. And yeah, so I have a timer on my phone set for 10 minutes, and I figured we can just write for 10 minutes. But before that, I wanted to talk about something that on The Talking Dead, which is the after show for both Walking Dead shows that Chris Hardwick hosts, they had one of the writers on, and one of the things that they talked about was with last week's episode, which made me cry so much because it was such an emotional and intense scene, and you didn't know if either one of them was going to get out alive or if just one was going to get out alive. It was just a very intense episode because it was just those two. It was just Alicia and Charlie killed Alicia's brother in the premiere or the season finale of the last season. And one of the things that the writer talked about was they wanted to make the house that they were in a character. So they had things that reference to the family that can kind of tell their story. In the kitchen, they had food, like cans of food on the table so that it can help them survive. And they had like blankets out in the living room in front of their fireplace to help them to, I don't know, just kind of stay together, like they were all sleeping and huddling in the fireplace or in the living room. And Alicia ended up coming in and finding out that they were all turned, and the writer wanted to make sure that you're not just watching the actors, you're looking at everything around them. So I figured that would be a kind of fun prompt to make sure you're looking in your scene, you're looking at the setting around your characters, because they were in a 2 to 3 story home. Actually, I think it was just a 2 story home. And they also used a trick with the lighting. There was a lot of places where they would be walking and they would go from dark to light, and I was like, ooh, that would be a cool picture to take. But I wasn't watching the characters. I was looking around the house. Anyways, I was looking around the house for like Easter eggs about the family that was there, and I really liked how much thought that the writer put into explaining about the house and about the family, because Chris asked if he had thought about, or if they thought about how the family like died and like what happened to them, and he was able to give very good detail. And as a writer, you want to be able to give good detail, because there are some actors on the show who don't really have as much knowledge, so they're not able to answer in full detail for Chris Hardwick, and you want to be able to have those answers when you're talking to someone or when you're creating your world. You want to be able to have those very detailed answers, pretty much. And so I want you in your manuscript, which is what I'm going to be doing also, because I'm at a scene where I can actually do that. I want you to take a moment, maybe close your eyes, and look around in the room that your character is standing in. Do they have clothes on the floor? Do they have, like, does it look like someone just ransacked their room? Or does it look all clean and neat and tidy? Those are synonyms. And I don't know, just little details that are like little Easter eggs that you can use for later on, that the reader will be able to pick up on and go, oh wait, that picture frame on the wall was to help her move on, because I have that in my book where I'm at right now as well. And I figured that would just be a kind of cool prompt. So I am going to set the timer, and if you're just coming in, I'm kind of just doing a practice live write-in. I've never really done a write-in before, or that's live, so kind of nervous here. But I have my timer set for 10 minutes. I don't know if you can even, there you go. You can see it. Anyways, I am going to set it now. So if you are working on a story as well, you can work on it at this time, and then we'll see what we all kind of came up with and kind of share a little. So I'm going to now go over to my document, which I'm at now, and I am setting the timer. So we have 10 minutes to write out this scene, and we are making sure that we really take the time to look around, because sometimes I have a hard time with details. I tend to just want to skip over the details, and when I watched the Talking Dead episode, that show helps me so much in general, and because it makes me look at my own writing and think about my own stories and go, okay, I need to just take a step back and think about this and not go too quickly and skip over all the meaty details or juicy details that could really help the reader. And I don't know if any of you have this problem with details, but I just really skip over them. And that was kind of like a reality check going, yeah, I need to stop doing that, because that's also part of the reason probably why I'm an underwriter as well. Because my books tend to be smaller in word count when I just kind of skip over everything, and that's why I had to rewrite Zamora so many times, is because I kept skipping over stuff. Don't skip over anything. Don't get too excited and just skip over to the end. You can open up a new document if there's a particular scene that you want to write, then open up that new document and just write that scene, but make sure you have all the details that you need. Maybe not like so incredibly detailed, but at least to the point where you know, and you know that the reader can know what you're trying to get across. Because detail is kind of important, and I would suggest, even if you're not watching or not a fan of Fear the Walking Dead or The Walking Dead, I would suggest watching episode 410. So season 4, episode 10. They say 410 and like 411. That's how it's season 4, episode 10. It's Alicia and Charlie's episode. That's another thing that I love, is I love character-centered episodes, because we have a lot of the time there's so much going on and we can't really focus on one character when we need to focus on them. And having those character-centered episodes like Alicia and Charlie, technically it was more focused on Alicia trying to forgive Charlie, and that was kind of like the whole message of that episode. And so I would suggest watching season 4, episode 10, and also watching the Talking Dead episode after that, because the writers have such good insight, of course, because they're the writers of the show. They know everything that's going to happen, but they're so good with the details. So I would suggest watching those, because, or that episode in general, for Fear the Walking Dead. There's a Morgan-centered episode in The Walking Dead a few seasons back. I don't know what season or what episode, but I just feel like that one, if you watch that episode of the show and then watch the Talking Dead episode about that, then you'll kind of see what I'm talking about, because they just know their stuff, and I want to get to that point with my own stories where I know my own stuff, and I know things far down the road that no one else could ever know. So, with all that said, because it's just something that I wanted to talk about and that I've been thinking about since I watched it a couple days ago, and it was such a slap in the face going, pay attention to the details around the room, because I was catching myself not watching the actors walk around the house, because they did a lot of walking around the house because they thought that they would be able to live there and fix it up to the point where they can just stay there and feel safe. But with that storm, they couldn't really do that. And they also decided at the end of the episode to go back to their people. So it was a pitiful moment, that house, for each of them. So make sure when you're writing for this writing prompt, take a look around your scene or your scene setting, and allow yourself to pour all those details out. And then you can go back and edit later. So setting timer for 10 minutes, and are you gonna, yeah. Okay. So timer 10 minutes. It is 7:23 p.m. right now in my time zone, and Let's start writing. I have now started the timer. There's 1 minute and 56 seconds left. And that went by a lot quicker than I thought it would, and I've only written a paragraph. Okay. Okay, so I have to stop in mid-sentence. So that was time. Let me know if you guys got any more than a paragraph done, because I only got a paragraph. And if you're just tuning in, let me know. So yeah, I'm just kind of testing this out, and I wanted to do like a live write-in session before my favorite TV show came on, which I was talking about earlier. And if you're watching this after the live stream, you can still apply what I said earlier. It pretty much was just talking about how the writers of The Walking Dead and Fear the Walking Dead, mainly Fear the Walking Dead because it's on right now, and I watched last week's episode earlier this weekend, and I ended up getting kind of a smack in the face because I tend to skip over details, and details are hard for me to write because I want to write mainly dialogue, and it gets me to where I need to go quickly. And with my current story, I am trying really hard to make sure I have those details. So what we were just doing, well, hopefully if you followed along, let me know if you did that and where, like, how many words that you wrote. I probably wrote just 100 words. I'm going to probably set another 5 minutes, and we can do the same thing, just continuing to be descriptive in our work, because it is kind of important to have description, but not too much to where it's just fluff. And I know that Jenna Rossi has a wonderful video talking about fluff, so you can go watch her video. But I still have some time before the night, so I think I'm just going to go ahead and do another 10 minutes because that went by a lot quicker than I thought it would. So let me know if you are joining in. Hello if you are. And yeah, we're just doing like little bits of writing sessions because I figured that might help me get a little more work done today, because I don't think I've gotten anything done today in terms of writing because I was at church for a while. Yeah, I've literally only I finished page 18 and I'm a paragraph in on page 19. Not that much. And my paragraphs tend to be really long. So I have like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, like 9 sentences. And that's how long my paragraphs tend to normally be. Yeah, so I'm going to set another round of 10 minutes. And let's just continue to try and add meaningful items in our room. So I'm going to Katrina's new room because she left her home and now she's going to be living with her grandparents on their estate, not her father's grandparents, but her mother's grandparents. And they live on a wonderful estate that kind of looks like a mini castle. And her room is this new extravagant room. It has hardwood flooring, mahogany hardwood flooring, with a 4-poster king-size bed, and with red and gold curtains. There's a round carpet in the middle of the floor, and it's pink with red roses, and it has roses and kind of like the green vines going along the outside of the carpet. And then there's a wardrobe and a little vanity area for getting ready or just like writing or anything. And then there's a huge round mirror above that. And one thing that I had her just do is when she steps into the room and looks around more, she sees a wardrobe. That thing, it's a mahogany. I tend to veer towards because I like that look, and we have mahogany floors as well, in like house area. Yeah, so I'm like really trying to. Oh, there's also a little window seat with a bookshelf next to that, and she's just kind of in awe. I'm going to be adding one of those large bathtubs as well. Oh, she won't be using that quite yet. And I'm just going to be kind of probably adding a little bit more detail to the room, but not much. I think I'm going to make this room already made for Katrina. So there's already some of her clothes that she had left there when she's gone to visit her grandparents. And they've gotten that room completely ready because they knew there was something up between her and her father. So I'm just kind of embellishing the room more. And yeah, so I'm going to set another 10 minutes. And if you are just coming in, I'm setting 10 minutes to write and add detail to your writing. Because I know that's something that I have a hard time doing. And right now I'm at a place where I can work on my details for my character's new bedroom. Although it is set in the 1800s. So I have to kind of not think modern, but think old, like vintage, old times. No, I don't know. There's just something that I thought of that I can possibly add, but I don't think I'm going to. I don't know. So I am going to set another. Can you see it? Oh, you can. Another 10 minutes on the clock. We are trying to add as much as we can within that 10 minutes. I only got a paragraph in, so I'm going to try and get another paragraph in and maybe some dialogue. So, 10 minutes starting now. No lollygagging. Okay. always in mid-sentence. Like I was just starting a brand new sentence right when that went off. Okay, so it is now 7:52, and it doesn't start until 9. So I still have another hour, but I'm going to cut this off here because this was just a trial run. If you guys want to see more live streams, let me know down below and I'll set it for well, it depends on if I'm busy as well, but I'll make sure at 7 o'clock every single Sunday I will do a Write With Me live stream so that we can have a little community, write together, and kind of just talk writing. And I think this will be even more fun once we get into Camp NaNoWriMo as well, or Camp NaNoWriMo that already passed NaNoWriMo as well, which I might actually have a new writing buddy from church, because she writes as well, and we were talking about NaNoWriMo, so that can be something to look forward to. Anyways, that is all for this video or this live stream. Thank you guys so much for joining in and watching. If you did, this is 44 minutes and 43 seconds long and counting. So I'm going to end that here because I don't want it to be 2 hours long. Although, if we're having a good writing day, all of us, then we can continue on past 2 hours. But for right now, we're going to keep it under 50 minutes. I definitely got another page done. So I got that page done that I had the paragraph on before, and I've just been doing dialogue between Katrina and her grandmother Sandy. So, and Katrina is only one of the main characters, and Sandy is kind of like a main side character for her. Again, I was, the last 2 words that I wrote were I didn't. So before I log off, I'm just going to share my word count and page count for those of you who are interested. I'm 20 pages in now, and with a word count of 6,880 words. So I'm getting close to 10,000, and maybe within the next couple weeks, I can get to 10,000. I haven't really had time in the morning or during school hours to write, so I figured, you know what, I'm gonna try and do a live stream, figure that out, and see where it just all goes, because I figured this can be something that can kind of help me get more words in for the day or for the week if I need to do a catch up. Maybe I'll do it 2 times on Sunday, once before church and once at 7. I'll figure that out for next week, but for now, that is going to be it. Thank you guys so much for joining in this live stream, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!